Hi, Malcolm. I really hope you was able to watch the first video what I shared about the Fae beings. I shared a little of my experience with the Fae, what they mean to me, and how they opened my world. How they changed my life. And I shared the footage, my very first footage what I got. And on that footage you can see the Fae being very, very clearly. It's the only footage what I have so far. Where you can see the Fae being as a Tinkerbell fairy. I see the light is changing, right? Do you see that as well? It's very, very strange. I did some rock climbing, you can see it on the background, to reach this place. I love to climb and to hop from rock to rock. I'm at a beautiful place right now, and this story deserves to be told at a beautiful place. So, yes, this is a follow-up of the first video. This is a follow-up of my first meeting with Faery. And this story is extremely different as my first experience, because my first experience was such a surprise for me. I didn't expect to see a fairy at all. I didn't saw them with my eyes. I didn't hear them with my ears. I didn't feel them. I couldn't sense the fairy with my physical senses. And this time it was different. I remember when I woke up, my guides immediately said, like, please do record another video today. And actually I didn't felt it. I didn't felt to record a video at all. It's not that I love to record videos of myself, you know. I love to share this experience with you because it's about the fairies, and I can't imagine something else what gives me more joy as the Fae in the Elfin realm. So that's something different, but like recording videos without knowing it's about the Fae, I was like, yeah, don't really feel it. But I learned to listen to these very little voices in myself. So I said, yes, okay, I will. I packed some water, I packed some stuff, because I did a little hike. Because I felt very guided where I had to be in nature. So I walked to a specific tree, and when I reached that tree, I felt so much sadness. Very instantly, because I didn't feel it before, but as soon as I connected with this tree, I felt so much sadness. And I didn't know why. So I started to ask the sadness questions like, who are you? Where are you from? What is the story behind this sadness? But before I could really dive into it, I heard again, record it, record the video, record this. And I was like, why? I know I have to cry. I don't want to record myself when I am crying. But this voice of my spiritual guide was so firm and strict and strong and like, record it, just do it. I was like, okay. As a child, I was like, all right then. So I looked around for a place to put down my phone. And at the very first tree I saw, I placed my phone and just hit the record button without even checking my position in the frame. And then I had such an incredible memory. I saw a tree being for the first time, and I just observed it. It was beautiful, and I felt so connected to these beings and to this realm. At a later moment, I saw a being with a head and a beard, and I heard it's a gnome. And I remember I was so surprised that I entered into this realm. Next image, what I saw in my third eye was huge grasshoppers. Really huge grasshoppers. And the being sat on the back on the grasshopper. Flying on the grasshopper. These grasshoppers created a huge fog over the land, and I saw they destroyed the land, beings, their houses. There was so much panic, fear, and yeah, this was really an earthy past life trauma I felt again. Suddenly I felt a being sitting on my back. My upper back, and this was real. This was real-time feeling. I felt it physically, and it was big. It felt immediately as an insect being, and it was kind of like this size, like between the 10-15 centimeters, and the energy was. It almost felt like a plunger, what has sealed itself on my back. My instinct was to brush it off immediately. You know, that's what you do when you feel something weird. You want to get rid of it. But before I could do, my guide stopped me, and it was there for a reason, right? So I surrendered to it. I had no idea what was sitting on my back, but I had to surrender with it and to embrace this being sitting with me. And as I went deeper in my process, I started to hear this being making a sound. I heard this sound. Plup, 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 plup. Plup, 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 plup. Something like that. And I know it might sound ridiculous. I totally get it if your takeout is like, this woman is nuts. But this is my experience, right? This is what I heard with my physical ears. I needed some time to have the courage to watch this video back. I totally forgot to tell you that when I was in the middle of the process, I reached my hands like this. And I invited the being to sit on my hand. And I was looking to my hand, of course, to see if something happened here. I couldn't see anything with my physical eyes. But when I looked back on my video, I saw a bee. I saw a bee. That's the most easy way to explain it. Flying here, and it looks like a normal bee. I don't mean it disrespectful, because normal bees are magical, right? They are. But just to make the conversation more easy, I call them like normal earthy bees. So when I looked back this video a few hours later, when I felt ready for it, I saw a normal bee. But then this bee flew away, and it just flew to the camera, and it was like that. It was really like the bee making a selfie, showing himself like, hey, here I am, I was sitting on your back, hi. It was just showing himself, and it didn't look as a normal bee anymore. It had a whole face. You can see the face. I looked on Google to see bees, like my critical mind keeps doing that. It's very annoying. And I searched for, okay, bees, how do they look like? And I compared this bee being with like the normal bee being. And it didn't look like a bee at all. But besides that, even if it looks like, if it looked like a normal bee, I know it wasn't. I know it wasn't. This bee being was present on my back. It made a sound. I could feel the vibration. It didn't have a normal size. It was such a guided moment. It was so special to me. And while some beings, some Fae beings, as I do know right now, are just showing themselves once, this bee being said to me, I am there always. I remain showing myself to you. I am very steady present. And that is true. This bee being kept his promise. I see this being many often on my videos. And on the video, what I am showing you right now, just in a few seconds, I will show you the bee being, what was there on the moment what I explained to you. But I also want to show you the same bee being, what appeared on other moments.
Mm-hmm.